Some journeys feel bigger than a single lifetime, and some goodbyes linger long after the screen fades to black. Gil Gerard, the actor forever remembered as Buck Rogers in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, died on December 16, 2023, in hospice care in Georgia. He was 82 years old. His wife, Janet Gerard, confirmed that the cause of death was cancer, described as a rare and aggressively fast-moving form that took him within days of diagnosis. His passing marked the end of a life defined by risk, reinvention, humor, and an enduring sense of wonder. Gil Gerard was born Gilbert Cyril Gerard on January 23, 1943, in Little Rock, Arkansas, United States. Raised far from Hollywood soundstages or television sets, his early life was grounded in ordinary American routines: school, community, and curiosity. He attended the University of Central Arkansas, where his creative side began to surface. Gerard joined a singing group and became involved in acting and directing plays, discovering the thrill of performance long before fame was even a distant idea. At the time, acting wasn't a clear career path. It was simply something that made him feel alive. After college, life took a very different turn. A detour before destiny. Before stepping into the entertainment world, Gerard worked as an industrial chemist in Arkansas, conducting studies related to the petroleum industry. It was steady, respectable work, the kind many people settle into for life. But for him, something was missing. Years later, he would reflect honestly on that period, saying the job left him bored and unfulfilled. He didn't want to wake up decades later, still doing something that didn't excite him. That realization became the turning point. In the late 1960s, Gerard made a bold decision. He quit his job, packed up, and moved to New York City with no safety net. Chasing the dream in New York. Life in New York was anything but glamorous at first. Gerard drove a taxi on overnight 12-hour shifts, navigating the city while attending acting school during the day. It was exhausting, uncertain, and risky, but it was his choice. Those years built resilience. They also gave him stories, instincts, and an understanding of people that later shaped his performances. Acting wasn't theoretical anymore. It was survival mixed with passion. Gradually, doors began to open, breaking in commercials, soaps, and early films. Gerard's early career took off through modeling and television commercials. More than 400 commercials by his own count. His face became familiar long before his name was widely known. From there, he transitioned into acting roles on soap operas, including The Doctors, and appeared in feature films such as Airport 77, where he played a romantic lead. These roles helped him sharpen his craft and gain industry credibility. Still, nothing prepared him for the role that would define his legacy. In the late 1970s, Gerard was approached to play William Buck Rogers, a character originally introduced in a newspaper comic strip that debuted in 1929. At first, he wasn't interested. He worried about being typecast, recalling what superhero-style roles had done to other actors' careers. He even turned the role down twice. Science fiction, especially campy sci-fi, wasn't what he imagined for his future. The character had humor. He felt grounded. Buck Rogers wasn't a flawless superhero. He was adaptable, sarcastic human. Gerard saw possibility. The role began as a 1979 feature film, which later became the pilot for the NBC television series Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. The show ran for 2 seasons from 1979 to 1981, during the post-Star Wars boom that redefined science fiction for television audiences. Set in the year 2491, the story followed Buck Rogers, a pilot launched into deep space who is frozen for 500 years. When he awakens, Earth has survived a nuclear catastrophe and is now populated by humans, aliens, and robots. Buck becomes a freelance problem solver, fighting villains, navigating futuristic politics, and yes, introducing bits of 1970s culture, including disco, to the far future. Gerard's Buck was witty, relaxed, and relatable. He wasn't stiff or invincible. He solved problems on his feet, often with humor rather than force, a quality that helped the show resonate with audiences. Life after Buck Rogers. After Buck Rogers ended in 1981, Gerard continued working steadily in television and film. He starred as a police officer in the ABC series Sidekicks during the mid-1980s and appeared in numerous television movies. Later in his career, he made guest appearances on shows such as Drop Dead Diva and Star Trek: New Voyages, embracing the science fiction legacy that fans continued to celebrate. While Buck Rogers remained his most iconic role, Gerard never viewed it as a limitation. Instead, he appreciated how deeply the character connected him to audiences across generations. In his personal life, Gil Gerard found enduring love with his wife, Janet Gerard, whom he was married to for 18 years. Their relationship was deeply affectionate and supportive, often visible in the messages they shared publicly. Janet described him as her soulmate, a word that carried weight in the days following his death. Together, they eventually settled in North Georgia, a place Gerard came to call home after a life that had taken him from Arkansas to New York, then Los Angeles, and finally back to a quieter chapter. Final days and last words. Gerard's illness progressed with shocking speed. According to his wife, from the moment they realized something was wrong to the moment he passed, only days had gone by. Before his death, Gerard wrote a final message, asking Janet to share it after he was gone. In it, he reflected on his life as an amazing journey, expressing gratitude for the opportunities he'd had, the people he'd met, and the love he had both given and received. He described his 82 years as deeply satisfying and encouraged others not to waste time on anything that didn't bring love or excitement. He closed with a poetic farewell, a quiet nod to the cosmos he once explored on screen. Fans, colleagues, and fellow actors responded with an outpouring of affection. Many remembered not just Buck Rogers, but the warmth and humor Gerard brought to conventions, interviews, and fan encounters long after the show ended. Gil Gerard mattered because he took a risk, leaving a stable career, driving taxis through the night, betting everything on a dream, and because he brought humanity to a genre often dominated by spectacle. He showed that heroes don't have to be perfect. They just have to be real. Gil Gerard's journey, from Arkansas to the stars and back home again, reminds us that it's never too late to chase what thrills you, and never wrong to choose a life filled with curiosity, courage, and love.